It's time now for our interview segment with NAU TV's Mitch Strohman.
Teresa, thank you. Joining us on Inside NAU is the president of this institution, Dr. John Haeger. John, thank you for joining us today.
I'm delighted to be here.
Well, it's 10 years, a decade that you have been president of Northern Arizona University. When you think about being here for 10 years, what thoughts come to mind? What emotions?
One is that when you think about it in a 10-year swipe, it's a blur. I think this institution has moved extremely fast. We've done some very good things, but still, if you try to think back of all of the pieces that had to go into play to put us where we are today, it's really pretty staggering.
A lot of work over the last 10 years. A lot of work, a lot of changes, and especially even the last couple of years, it seems that change is part of the paradigm for NAU right now. When you look back on the last decade, Dr. Haeger, what are some of the things that you look to and say, I'm really proud of that, I'm really proud of that?
You know, there are a couple of things, and I'll go all the way back because I'm a historian by training, and so you kind of look over the long view. The most important thing we did at the start is the institution had lost its way a bit in terms of what is its mission, what is its primary focus. And so we had to rebrand Northern Arizona University. It didn't make, at the time, a lot of people happy. But in fact, it worked because what we said, undergraduate residential education, we've got to be the very best at that. And then we build everything else on top. And so I think that was the first most important step, and I'm still extremely proud of that because those were difficult decisions at the time. And then there's some other pieces along the way. I've been particularly pleased by the response of the faculty in terms of when we began the budget cuts, that we reorganized, we changed teaching loads, we've cut budgets in a very difficult fashion. But the campus has stayed together, and I think we're actually very proud of that, and I think that sets us really up for the future.
That's interesting. You talk about the partnerships, John, and you and I have talked about this, and you've spoken about it publicly on many occasions, the changing paradigm in the state of Arizona relative to higher education. And partnerships is a partner to that changing paradigm in terms of funding, in terms of attracting, retaining students, and moving Northern Arizona University into the next several decades. Partnerships are going to play a key role because the partnerships are necessary with this changing shape of higher education in Arizona, is it not?
You're absolutely correct. The reality is the state simply does not have enough money to fund public higher education at the levels that it previously did. We recognize that. And so the way we go forward is we have to have partners to help us, such as today where they're building the American Campus Communities, is building 1,400 beds on their dime, but they know the university will be a good partner for them in terms of making that a profitable business for them. And I see that as our future.
You know, when you talk about that, you almost sound like a salesman. In a way. Do you have to, as the president of an institution of higher learning like NAU, almost take that kind of a role, Dr. Haeger, as a salesperson to get out into the communities at large around Flagstaff and Northern Arizona and say, hey, get behind us, be a partner with us?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, the most difficult thing for me to learn when I first became president was that was actually one of the most important roles of the president. The president has to sell the institution to the legislature, to the Board of Regents, to the people in Phoenix who support us, to the people in Prescott Valley. If you can't do that and convince people that this is an institution of quality that has a future, then things don't turn out as well as we might like.
As you look forward to perhaps the next 10 years, what do you see as some key things to bring that road driving for Northern Arizona University?
Well, I think there's a couple of critical ones that we're moving on right now. We have always had as one of our particular missions the education of teachers. That will remain. We hope to increase the numbers there, particularly in science, math, and technology fields. But we are moving very fast into the allied health fields. There is no public institution that is doing that. I just approved both the physical therapy program to go to Phoenix, the physician's assistance program, which will be in Phoenix. We'll have a Doctor of Nursing Practice degree. I see us filling out a full range of health-related programs that will give us yet another distinctive mission.
Dr. John Haeger, congratulations on a decade of presidency at Northern Arizona University. Thanks for sharing that with us here on Inside NAU.
Thanks, Mitch.